Good morning, Elliott Trades here. I'm going to do another analysis on all the USD major pairs, and I'm looking currently at EURUSD on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, we kind of went sideways in Asia. Still, I was expecting, I've been expecting just a bit more of a low. I do believe that we're going to take out this low. Definitely, I'm interested in this low being taken out. But I do believe this low also, and will probably come down into a demand between this. I'll just reduce it into this area. In that area, I'll be looking for potential accumulation, but we need to see the structure that we get on the way down as well. Potentially, hopefully, I'm looking for a diagonal to end here, and then price to go back up and make another high. Okay, let's just quickly go back to where I've got it marked out on Forex.com, and you can see we're still trying to make a black 5 and take out these relative equal highs on the left. So that would be my 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. The reason why we've got to be careful in this demand zone is price may come down a bit lower into this into the imbalance, or just to swipe, say, one of these lows. So the demand, the ultimate demand, is literally, this is the last complete last down move for the up move is actually here. Okay, so I will still be observing price when it gets here, because that's closer. Let me now just go back to Forex. FX here. So let me just put that. Okay, this is an alternative count. This here, potentially with this count, 3, 4, 5, and 3, 1, 4, 5. Potentially we can come down for a 2 wave, but what I think is best to do, because regardless, even if we're going to come down for a 2 wave or not, it's going to take a while. We need the first structure to be complete. Okay, so what we've got coming down here, granted, it could be this whole thing here down to here could be the A wave. Okay, and this could be a B wave, and we're looking for that C wave to come down, which also would make sense if we got a diagonal here, because C waves make diagonals. Now this would be 1, this would be 2. We still haven't had 3 yet. We'd be looking for something like this if it's a diagonal. 3, because it has to break that low. 4, it have to come back into the territory of 1. 5, to make a new low. And at that point, yeah, you can see that price would be making lower lows. And when we go on the TDI, we'd want to see this making higher highs. Yeah, so we're going to see that every time it makes a lower low, it makes a higher low, sorry, on the TDI. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking for. If I jump onto the 1 hour time frame, currently we did swipe that high over there. Okay, so liquidity has been grabbed, only just, but it has been grabbed. And sometimes when they do these half-hearted grabs, they come back and they grab it again. But just so you can clearly see, it has been taken. Okay, this comes down a bit. Is that high? Definitely been swept by this wick here at 7 a.m. Key time as well. UK time. So yeah, 1 hour time frame, just to get the indicators. Okay, potentially this is our M. Okay, potentially we can make a bigger move down. This swipes that low, then we pull up. But you know, when the EMAs are bunched together and prices moving around the EMAs, this is when the market maker does the most tricks and stuff. So as much as I believe we're coming down here, I need to see something, you know, better. I need something that gives me better odds that maybe price comes into the supply zone again. Price comes into that supply zone again. All I'm looking for is just something to show me that it's willing to start breaking structure to the downside. Yeah. Once I see that, I'll definitely get in because I am expecting it. And at the same time, I'm expecting it to be some kind of grab of liquidity within this range. Okay. So potentially come out and it'll go above the EMAs and then start breaking structure lower. In doing that, it will take out this liquidity wick over here. Okay. But I do need to see liquidity grabbed inside this range. Okay. Preferably above 50% of this range in the premium area. And as you can see, the 50 EMA currently is above there. We could come down again before doing it a little bit, and then I'll just have to adjust this to wherever that low is. But even this low here, I would think is potentially the low before going up, potentially. As I can count a 1, 2, 3, 4, and in here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like we've had an ending diagonal, and we're coming up now. And this potentially would be our OP, potentially to take the price to this zone. So yeah, currently this is what I'm looking for. Something like this, okay? Some kind of move up, grab liquidity, tap into supply and drop off. Potentially, because this grab was so weak over here, potentially the market could come and swipe these highs again, because it's still, these are relative equal highs in my book, because we don't really care much. We can swipe the highs again, induce people higher and come lower. So yeah, I'm looking for lower. I'm looking for sell opportunities, and I would like to get them around here. If we swipe these highs and come back down, then the fractal breaker structure will get me into a sell to come down, at least take out these lows, most likely take out this low. GBPUSD, so 4 hour time frame. And yeah, this might be the best pair for me to trade today, because it's stretched out more. In fact, that's the point. GBPUSD has a longer pip range, okay, and does a little bit less of the messing around inside the range when compared to EURUSD. Even though EURUSD is the leader, GBPUSD makes bigger moves, it's got a bigger pip range, and potentially I just feel like there's going to be a bigger move to the upside once prices, if it comes and accumulates in here. Currently 1, 2, 4, 5. It appears that we're having a zigzag down. If this should remain as a zigzag, then you know it's corrective, and when this zigzag goes over, we're looking for another move higher. Potentially, most likely, I'd say, take out this high, but at least get into this supply region here. It's definitely got the characteristics of a zigzag here. as you can see, contained within price, within parallel lines. And if I wanted to, I'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, then A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, 4. I think we still need the low. I think we still need to take out this low for the zigzag to be finished. 1, 2, 3, 4. If this had made another low, then I'd say the zigzag potential was done. Oh, we did make another low. Okay, potentially we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a 5, 3, 5, which we know is a zigzag. Okay, contained within parallel lines. 5, 3, 5. How do we get any more confirmation than that? Well, if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I do really want to see the get check. And yes, we definitely took out that low. Okay, so the next thing I could do to try and confirm that we're not going to get a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 lower is I'll put on the 0.618 Fibonacci from that potential to its low. And us hitting that 0.618 would be another confirmation of higher price, because the fourth wave does not hit the 0.618. Now, as you can see, the market wants to play with us, come a pip away from the 0.618 and bring the market down. That does sort of indicate to me that we're probably going to go back up and take the 618. We come so close to it. And I don't really, the area for fourth waves is between the 0.236 and the 50%. Okay. So it's a bit of I think it's a bit of a giveaway that's going on. I do think that. And I can be wrong, but I've got enough evidence to support and move higher. Okay. Currently the 1 hour has 27 minutes left. If we can get above the 13 EMA with a strong close, that'll be further evidence of a potential rise to at least the 50 EMA and this area. You can see we've got the 50 EMA, we've got the 800 EMA, we've also got the psychological low here. Okay, this supply zone was created and created the psychological high over here, the orange line here. That is the point of interest. Ultimately, a break of this high, this supply zone here, a break of this high is confirmation, yeah, because that would be taking out the B wave of our zigzag, yeah, that would be confirmation, which is also the psychological high, that we're most likely going to take out this high. That's how I'd see that, because this is not a trend to me. And unless this does, let's say this does come down, it doesn't hit the 618 and it gives us a 5 wave down, then okay, fine. I can call that 1, 2, and this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the 3, potentially get a 4 and a 5 lower. Okay, I'll look at it as an impulse, but everything it's doing, how it looks, tells me it's a zigzag, and I should be looking to take this back up soon. But yeah, at the same time, we could get a zigzag, a 1, 2, 3 move, and another move down with a WXY. So this will be 5, 3, 5 in a W, 1, 2, 3 in the X, and then another 5 wave move down in a Y. Yeah, fourth wave behavior is like that. This is where you get the most manipulation. The fourth wave, you usually get the most longest and most complicated forms of structure. Yeah, and then when it breaks out, it's literally soon ended because you're getting a fifth wave and then coming back down. So market makers really don't try to give much. And the reason why I would have to consider as well the potential of a WXY is because I really do feel like I want to get into this area. I don't feel too comfortable buying this like this right now. But we'll see. Let's check out AUDUSD. AUDUSD, okay, it did come down yesterday. Everything came down yesterday. If you watched the video from yesterday, it was what I was calling for. Price to come lower on these. I would love to catch the buy for AUDUSD because I do believe this is going to go up eventually. But my current situation on AUDUSD, if I go to the daily, I'm looking for a C to finish. Okay, I'm looking for a C wave to finish. And potentially that would be a 2 wave of this move up. Hopefully this is a 1. All of this would be a 2. Check yesterday's video. I've already done the measurement in time, but let's just do that again real quick. That being 1. Okay. Currently 2 is 4 times the length of 1, which is fine. But we do want to be going up now. Okay, we don't want to be reaching 5 and 6 times the length of 1. Otherwise, it's most likely a B wave. Okay, it's crossing into that territory now. Okay, if it hits this 0.886 drawn from the beginning of 1 to the end of 1, yeah, increasing probabilities of a B wave because a 0.886 is rare for a 2 wave. Okay, I've put on potential 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, but I do believe we've got some kind of A, B, C, or W, X, Y going on here. Okay. To me, this is likely. This is likely to count. We've got 5, 3, 5, W, A, B, C, X, looking for Y. Okay. Hopefully that stays above the 0.886. We go into these waves here. Actually, let me just check the TDI. Where are we? Oversold, looking to come up. Looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Could we have the low of the weekend? So we're gonna look into this structure. This is gonna give us the idea. Because currently we could be in a 1, 2, 3, 4, get one more low before going higher. Currently. Bullish divergence here on the 4-hour. All right. So it all depends. What is this? Obviously, we're looking for a 5-wave move there. Okay. I see a 5-wave move, and I'm looking for opportunities to buy it. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It could be over. It could be over. Daily open was there. This high is not going to hold. Sooner or later, that high is going to get taken out. The last up move for the down move is here, so you can consider that purple line the beginning of our supply zone. We've got a lot of imbalance here. I wanna put an count on this move down. I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if this could be a leading diagonal, that would give hope to a move higher. We've hit the 0.886. 0.886. It's less likely that this is a 2. If this is a leading diagonal in here, then there's a greater chance of it being a 2 than of an impulse. What we can see is not an impulse anyway, but this would have to be a leading diagonal now, just to potentially call this okay. But to be honest with you, it's not too much of a thing. At the end of the day, even if this is a 1 and 2 hit there, that was a B wave, sorry, if that was an A, B, we're still looking for a 5-wave move up in the C, or we're still looking for a considerable move up. It would just mean that this isn't a 2, increasing the probabilities of it being corrective, increasing the probabilities that at some point it will come back down and take those lows. Okay, so let me see if we do even have a leading diagonal over here. So potentially, just because of this, potentially we'll come down and make another low. Just to be clear. Now to see if we have a diag in here, 1 needs to be longer than 3. I mean, it clearly is. And then 3 needs to be longer than 5. It clearly is. Let me just put the count on. Right, that would be A, B, C, and 1, C and 2, A, B, C, and 3. That would be the 4, comes into the price territory of 1, and this would be 5. And these lines need to converge from the 2 to the 4, from the 1 to the 3. We do have a potential leading diagonal. None of the rules are broken. Every single rule has been followed. And if we've got bearish divergence as well, that's like the icing on the cake. And we do. Okay. This is the high. It took out this high. So we made a higher high here. Here we got a lower high. Okay. So yeah, we got what I believe is potentially a leading diagonal. Now, I mean, I do believe it's a leading diagonal, but this could be an A and it can be a 1. This can be a 2 and it can be a B still. Okay. So we could just pop up as a C, take out the high and drop. Alright, due to having this 886 hit. What else? What else? There is something else we can do here to help us even decide if we're looking at a 3rd wave coming up or a C wave now. If we get a 3rd wave, we're going to substantially break this high, potentially tap into it again and continue higher. The C wave might poke the high, but it's really going to try and manipulate the line and come back down. But like as I said, parallel corrective patterns tend to stay within parallel lines, as you saw with the double zigzag. It's the same for all corrective structures. So yeah, that's my analysis currently on AUDUSD. If I was going to look for a position, let's say this is 1, 2. Again, what would this be? Potentially a diagonal 1 or something, 2, 3, 4. Preferably, if I'm going to be real, preferably I'd want to see price come into here, okay, and give me signs of accumulation. I'm sure just a few hours from now, or maybe after New York, it will be a bit clear as to what these pairs are trying to do. But definitely at some point, I expect that high to get taken. Okay, whether that's an A or a 1, and that's a B or a 2, I expect this high to get taken. I wouldn't be surprised though if we distributed here as well. I am looking for upside. If we distribute here, I'd look for buys inside here. I don't expect us to take out the daily open, and I do expect it's going to be quite side rangey, I think, on AUDUSD and NZDUSD. Look at NZDUSD now. Might give us some clues. See, NZDUSD got closer to this high. I think it's also hit the 0.886 potentially. No, it hasn't. Okay, it's got potentially equal highs there, and the difference between this and orders, we took this low. Ord made it 88.6 hit, we took this low. It would have been nice if Ord took the low and respected the 0.886. So this is our first structure coming up for AUDUSD. Doesn't mean it can't be A, B, C to turn around. But I mean, sorry, not AUDUSD, NZDUSD. So yeah, this is the low over here. This looks like distribution, and we've made the low. So in order for this to go higher, we'd have to definitely see a nice accumulation. We'd have to go sideways a bit more. It looks like they've got the psychological low and high right there for exactly those purposes. It looks like we could get this kind of a move. Yeah. Same count down as NZD, apart from we made the low. We don't have a wick at the bottom. What we do for our candle. Took the highs and took the lows. So yeah, I would look for accumulation, potentially take this up, or distribution, but we're not. I would leave NZDUSD alone. Okay, AUDUSD would be easier to trade, I think, but at the same time, I don't see why I would risk my money on scenarios like this. I'd rather see clearer scenarios. So I might do some analysis on some of the crosses, because when the USD majors are moving like this, usually you get moves in the crosses. It's not very maybe euro or the pound. Pound would be the one I'd focus on today. It's definitely the cleaner one. I mean, we've got an potential ending of a correction, and yeah, we could take that. We could take that. We could play in this range a bit better than in on the other pairs. All right, so that's my analysis for the USD major pairs today. If you'd like me to do analysis on anything or further explain, please leave it in the comments and subscribe. Thank you. Peace.